Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah ma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters. This is the second video of the series of perfecting our smaller surahs for recitation in Taraweeh, and this can be used for preparation of recitation in any prayer, and can be used by children, anyone actually, to make their surahs better. So we're already done with Surah Fatiha. Inshallah, today we will focus on Surah Fil, Surah Quraish, and maybe Surah, the next one, Surah Ma'un as well. So let's start with Surah Fil. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So we already talked about أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, how to recite those properly in the previous video. So you can inshallah look at that video to correct those two. So let's start with Surah Fil. أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ. So first word, أَلَمْ, very simple. تَرَ, second word. So in the second word, most common mistake is people read the ta like a ta, and they don't make the ra full mouth. So this is the characteristic of ra with a fatha, with a zabar, that it should be pronounced with a full mouth. So ta ra, ta is not full mouth, so it should not be pronounced tara. It should be tara. So again, alam tara. Next word, kayfa. So most common mistake in this is people recite the kaf like a qaf and it becomes qayfa, or the bend in the sound of kay. Some people, they do not say like ay sound, they say kafa. So this is incorrect. So the bend in the sound, this is known as lean in Arabic. So it should be a nice bend. So kayfa with the letter kaf. And fa is simple, kayfa. Next word, fa'ala. Most common mistake in this is the ayn is not pronounced in a strong enough manner. So again, fa'ala. Next word, rabbuka. So in this, the ra should be full mouth, not rabbuka, should be rabbuka. Next word, bi ashabil. So in this, the most common mistake is the sad is not pronounced strong enough, or with a thickness or the full mouth quality that it has. So that's the most common mistake in there. So make sure that it is thick and has the full mouth quality. Be as, and then ha should be strong, the sharp ha that comes after jim. Be ashabil fil. So the last word in this verse, feel, very, very simple, very easy to say, just like we say the word feel, feel in English, except the lam should not be like a L sound. It should be lam, feel. So again, أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ. Next verse, أَلَمْ, we already talked about أَلَمْ. يَجْعَلْ. Now in يَجْعَلْ, there is the letter jim, which is one of the letters of qalqala. So qalqala, it is a rule that consists of 5 different letters: qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. So whenever these 5 letters have a sukoon on top of it, you have to make a little bounce sound, and it should not be so obvious that, or so strong that it sounds like a fatha or a zabar. And it should not be so quiet that you cannot tell that there was a bounce quality on that letter. So again, yaj'al, yaj'al. Next letter, the ayn should also be strong. Kaydahum fi tadlil. So kaydahum, again, just like kayfa, the angle, the bend in kayda should be pronounced properly, not kaydahum. So kaydahum fi tadlil. Now tadlil, the toughest letter in there is the letter dad. And again, we talked about dad in the last video that we did in Surah Fatiha. So making sure that we pronounce the dad properly. Now another common mistake in the word tadlil is a lot of people they say that ta with a full mouth, they say tadlil, and that is incorrect. It should be tadlil. So again, ألم ترى كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل. Next one, وأرسل. So in this, the ra, we're not going to go too much into the rules, but whenever ra has a sukoon on top and there is a fatha before it, or a dhamma, also known as zabar and pesh, the ra becomes thick. Or with a full mouth. وَأَرْسَلَ. So don't worry too much about it. It's not that big of a deal if you can't get it 100% full mouth, but it should not be أَرْسَلَ, like very, very flat. So again, وَأَرْسَلَ. Next word, عَلَيْهِمْ. In this word, ayn should be strong, and then عَلَيْهِمْ, the ha at the in the end, in him, should be the deep ha. وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا. طَيْرًا is a ta, not a ta. So ta is also a full mouth letter. So making sure that we say it with the thickness that it should be pronounced with, and also the bend in the word طَيْرًا. It should not be طَيْرًا. It should be طَيْرًا. Okay, and then run is a full mouth. So طَيْرًا. The last word in this verse, أبابيل. Very easy word to say, nothing tricky about this. So again, أبابيل. وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل. Next verse, ترميهم. So over here, really the only tough letter in this is just make sure that the ra, tar, is pronounced with a full mouth. Mihim. Him is the deep ha, the small ha at the end of the alphabet. Bihijaratim. So in this word, hijaratim, the ha is the sharp ha. Jaratim, ra is full mouth. Timmin, very simple, nothing tricky here. Tarmihim bihijaratim min sijil. Nothing too hard about sijil either. Next verse, فَجَعَلَهُمْ. So in this, again, making sure the ayn is strong, and hum, فَجَعَلَهُمْ. The ha is the deep, the small ha, the deep one. فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ. So this word, we have the ayn, we have a sad. So ayn should be strong and sad should be thick. كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. So in the word ma'kul, the alif after the meme, if you look at it carefully, there's an alif, and there should be maybe a hamza, the actual letter hamza is written there, or just a sukoon on top of the alif. So whenever alif has a sukoon on top, this is considered as a hamza, and whenever we join to a hamza, there is a sudden stop sound. So ma. So it's as if the sound, when we're saying it, it stops all of a sudden. So ma'kul. And then kul is very more kaf, dhamma, waw, and lam. So again, فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. One more time, we'll go over the surah. أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ أَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ كَيْدَهُمْ فِي تَضْلِيلٍ وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ تَرْمِيهِمْ بِحِجَارَةٍ مِّن سِجِّيلٍ فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. Now you probably notice I'm doing some stretches or prolonging the noon and meme sounds. This is known as ghunna. We won't go too much into it because there's a lot of rules and I don't want to confuse you with all the different terms and all the different rules, so we're going to keep it to the basics. As long as you're getting the letters correct, inshallah the reward will be there. Now next surah, Surah Quraish. So let's start with that. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. لِإِيلَافِ قُرَيْشٍ. So the word li'ilafi is very simple. Li'ilafi. Now, common mistake in this is people don't stretch the E sound. So you say li'ilafi, that is incorrect. Li'ilafi. Second word, Quraish. So the first letter, Qaf. We talked about this is one of the tougher letters. So Qaf should have that pop sound. The back of the tongue raises up and touches the top right before the tonsils. And then you make a pop sound. So Qu. And then the next letter, Ra. Quraish. So Ra should be full mouth. And again, we talked about the bend in the sound whenever there's an I sound. Now Ra is full mouth, so we're going to make the full mouth sound with the bend. Quraish. Again, li'ilafi Quraish. Next verse. إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف. So إيلافهم, again making sure to stretch E, the E sound should not be إيلافهم. So again إيلافهم, him, it is the deep ha. Next word, رحلتش. So rih, the ra over here, we talked about this as well. The ra has a kasra, otherwise known as a zir. So ra with a zir is not full mouth. Unlike ra with a fatha and dhamma, ra with a kasra is very light. So rih, if you say rih, that is incorrect. So rih, and then the ha here is the strong and sharp ha. Rihlatash-shita'i. Shita'i, very, very simple. We just make sure that we stretch the ta a little bit longer than the normal smaller stretches. So Rihlatash-shita'i. Last word in this verse, was-sayf. So Sad is a full mouth letter, and then the bend in the I sound, so combined with the full mouth. So this is how we say it. Was-sayf. إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف. Next verse. فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت. So فليعبدوا, the most common mistake is people don't say the ayn properly in this. So again, فليعبدوا. Next word, رب, making sure the ra is full mouth. هذا. Now over here, ha, it is the deep ha, the small ha at the end of the alphabet. So, هذا, and then the. We already talked about the in the last video as well. The tip of the tongue and tip of the two upper front teeth is very, very important. There's no other way to pronounce the. So فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. And bait, again, making sure the bend in the I sound is properly done. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Next verse. الَّذِي أَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ. So الَّذِي, most common mistake is people say allazi. It is not a za sound, it is a the sound that we already talked about. So allazi at'amahum. So at'amahum, there is a ta in at'amahum. So ta is one of the letters of qalqala, in which we must do a little bounce sound on the ta. So at'amahum, there's a ayn after the ta, make sure we say that strong, and then hum is the deep ha. And next word, min, very simple, ju'. So ju' at the end of this word there is a ayn, so we make sure that we say the ayn in a strong manner. الذي أطعمهم من جوع. Now the last verse of the surah, وَآمَنَهُم مِّنْ خَوْفٍ. So وَآمَنَهُم, Very simple. وَآمَنَهُمْ. In the end, make sure the ha is the deep ha. Min, very, very simple as well. Khawf. So kha is one of the full mouth letters, and the kha should be differentiated with a ghain sound. So ghain has a more softer sound, kha has a more stronger sound. And then over here also the bend in the aw sound should be very, very done properly. It should not be khawf, and should be more like aw sound. So khawf. وَآمَنَهُمْ مِنْ خَوْفٍ. So again, we'll recite the surah from the beginning to the end. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. So I think the video is already long enough, so inshallah we will stop there. Most likely on Saturday I will post the next video with the next 2 or 3 surahs. So hopefully by then inshallah you can practice Surah Fatiha, Surah Fil, and Surah Quraish, and inshallah I will speak with you on Saturday inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, inshallah see you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.